Good, happy Wednesday morning, June 9, 2021. I'm Riley King, and welcome to your morning news, weather, and traffic update right here on the Riley King Radio Network. Let's begin right now. First up, we'll begin with your morning news updates. First up, more mask requirements eliminated as COVID-19 cases continue to fall. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
At Beltates, customers will find everything they need for a building project. The brand names you trust to perform. And with a fleet of over 50 delivery vehicles, we deliver when and where our customers need them. Beltates Building Products. 9 locations throughout New Hampshire and Massachusetts.
We're all coming back. All coming back. And we say this is a good medicine for the soul, so be sure to take it seriously.
Bishop Peter Labashi says one parish burst into applause when the Diocese of Manchester announced for the first time since the pandemic began, the obligation for Catholics to go to Mass has returned.
When this pandemic started, people were very upset that they couldn't go to Mass. Very, very upset. And some pretty tough language, too, was used. But we had to withhold because love of neighbor says you try to take care of people as well.
Now COVID numbers are down and communion will once again be part of Mass. Masks will be optional.
It is optional, and nobody is to shame or admonish anybody for wearing or not for wearing.
Another sign of a return to normalcy, with towns and cities across the state ending their mask mandates this week, including Durham and Portsmouth, though certain programs and businesses can still require them.
Our library will continue the requirement of masks, given that their population and their target audience includes lots of folks under the age of 12 who are unvaccinatable at this point.
Concord School District is also doing away with mask requirements when kids and staff are outside. All say it's important to respect personal decision-making when it comes to masks.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Charter school in Pembroke to close, citing staffing and fundraising issues. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
You know Riverwoods, where active, independent adults find community, purpose, and peace of mind. Now Riverwoods is in Manchester. Find the same lifestyle right here at Riverwoods Manchester, rwmanchester.org.
At the school, really helps me academically, and I've just been doing really good at that school.
Freshman students Kayla Johns and Tamisha Smith say that school felt like a family, and they're uncertain about the future.
When I first heard that the school was closing down, it really took a big effect on me, and it was like I moved to the school because I thought it was going to be a better start for me.
Pace Career Academy is a district-chartered school founded by the Pembroke School District in 2011 as an alternative high school option. Now, 10 years later, in a letter on its homepage, it says the board chose to shutter the Pembroke campus due to increasing requirements and staffing necessary to deliver the proper level of services to students and families. It was also difficult to meet the challenges of fundraising to meet anticipated operating shortfalls. Parents say they were told last Wednesday that the school day Thursday would be remote and Friday classes would resume in person, but that didn't happen.
I feel like we've all been left out in the dark. If there was an inclination of them closing months ago, why were we not made aware? If it was a financial reason, why didn't they reach out to the parents or the community to try and raise funds to keep the school open?
We reached out to the school's executive board, but have not heard back. The AG's office says its charitable trusts unit has been in contact with school officials about finance and governance issues. It says it has received complaints about the school. In Pembroke, I'm Charisse LeClaire, WMUR News.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Child-friendly drag storytime moved from Derry Library to a private venue after backlash. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
At Beltates, customers will find everything they need for a building project. The brand names you trust to perform. And with a fleet of over 50 delivery vehicles, we deliver when and where our customers need them. Beltates Building Products. 9 locations throughout New Hampshire and Massachusetts.
It was billed as Drag Storytime with Clara, posted for Friday, June 18th at the Taylor Library in Derry. But the backlash, calls for protests, calls to the library trustees, led to this post from the library director tonight, saying the decision to host the event rests solely with me, and as such, I have made the sole decision to move it to a private venue.
They were doing anything in their power to just cancel it. They didn't want this at their town.
22-year-old Michael McMahon planned to host the event as drag performer Clara Devine, using musical theater experience to read stories about penguins and teach a song and dance about rainbows.
It was just a really sad moment for me to look at all these messages and see all the hate. But there was also a lot of support, which made me really happy.
Michael says dozens of children registered, and he planned a child-friendly performance.
Gay Pride Month is this month, and I want to teach the kids about pride. Something that they're proud of, something that they're excited about.
So it's very appropriate.
Michael's parents give their full support.
People need to be more accepting, and that's something that we've always taught him.
Just to have kids, be accepting of other people, and just to kind of teach them that everybody's a person.
Now the search is on for the new venue.
Now I'm able to express myself for who I am, and honestly, I'm kind of happy that this became a big thing, because now I can talk to people about it.
Jean Mackin, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. No new COVID-19 deaths in New Hampshire as cases continue to drop. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
This could be the moment we've been waiting for, the chance to feel alive. And raise my hands to the sky. What a feeling. Time to feel.
Tonight, public health officials say the first case of the South African COVID-19 variant has been identified in New Hampshire. In total, there are 28 new cases of the coronavirus in the state, bringing the number of active cases to 322. That's fewer than a quarter of the cases we had at this time last year. Tonight, there are 28 people in the hospital and no new deaths to report.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Coos County, only area of New Hampshire with substantial spread of COVID-19. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Their reviews? Our reviews.
I'm so happy.
Find out what we're all about at adamvroofing.com.
State epidemiologist Dr. Benjamin Chan says the risk for being exposed to someone with COVID-19 has dropped significantly compared to just a few months ago.
From about mid-November through mid-May, our entire state was at a high or substantial level of community transmission of COVID-19.
But currently, Merrimack, Rockingham, and Hillsborough counties are now seeing minimal transmission, except for the cities of Nashua and Manchester. They're still considered moderate, along with much of the rest of the state. Coos is the only county with substantial transmission. Officials say it appears there could be two factors for this, one being population. There have been 39 new cases in Coos County in the last 14 days. DHHS says this equates to a higher rate due to its smaller population size, but add the total number of cases is not particularly large. Also, Coos was the last section of the state to see a spike in cases, so its decrease will likely be delayed compared to the rest of the state.
The southern part of our state saw the increase in community transmission early. And then, that sort of moved around the state and eventually hit our north country. And now what we're seeing is that the community transmission is decreasing first in the southern part of the state.
And Dr. Chan says he expects we'll begin to see other counties fall into that minimal transmission category as well. Tim Callery, WMUR News.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Shelter homelessness officials reach out to residents of Manchester encampment. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
The COVID-19 vaccine is our shot to get back to normal, where we can visit family, see friends, and take vacations.
This is a community issue. Each and every one of us have a responsibility here to ensure that our neighbors are fine and to ensure that the whole entire public is fine.
For 4 years, on and off, this is where George Gaberge has lived. Now, the city is closing down the encampment known as the Bucket. Gaberge says he's not sure where he will go, but doesn't want to go to a shelter.
I don't have a regular sleep pattern, so the shelter prohibits me from being comfortable in a way.
Others have complained that employees at the shelter are rude and condescending. As the director of operations toured the camp, she acknowledged they are working to change the culture in the shelter. Today's outreach is an example.
We came out today to see if there's anything that we can do to welcome people in and to see if they will stay at the shelter with us.
Also talking to those living in the camp was Manchester's director of the Homeless Initiative. She says there is no one-size-fits-all solution.
Everybody is an individual.
Green says the lack of affordable housing continues to be a big barrier, but getting people in the camp into housing is the first step in dealing with whatever other problems they may have.
You bring them in, then you look at the individual and figure out what their needs are.
Some of those in the camp feel now at least they're being listened to. The problem is, even the director admits a long-term solution is a long ways off. In Manchester, Ray Brewer, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that is a look at your morning news updates for this morning. Now let's take a look at your weather update for this Wednesday morning. Weather right now is fair, 72 degrees. Expect dry conditions over the next 6 hours. Meteorologist Kevin Scripa says last day of toasty temperatures. With a full weather forecast, here is meteorologist Kevin Scripa with that.
At Beltates, customers will find everything they need for a building project. The brand names you trust to perform. And with a fleet of over 50 delivery vehicles, we deliver when and where our customers need them. Beltates Building Products. 9 locations throughout New Hampshire and Massachusetts.
One last day of the very warm temperatures and the higher humidity. We have a chance of reaching 90 in a couple of southern locations. A few thunder showers making their way across the Granite State first thing this morning along a cool front. The lowering heat and humidity will come behind this later this afternoon and this evening. 76 to 90 from north to south will be the range from north to south with a breeze out of the northwest this afternoon. By late in the day and into this evening, the humidity will start to wane some, and we will still run the risk, minus that thunder shower chance this morning, of a passing shower or thunder shower, fairly brief, later this afternoon in southern areas of the state. But again, you can see temperatures will still be in the upper 80s to near 90, and a sea breeze right along the shoreline in southern New Hampshire. Mostly clear to partly cloudy skies tonight. Temperatures ease back. We're talking mid-40s to near 60 from north to south as that humidity continues to fade, and a lot more comfortable with temperatures going anywhere from the 70s to near 80 degrees with partly to mostly sunny skies on Thursday. The cool down will continue into Friday. Highs ranging anywhere from the mid-60s in the North Country to lower half of the 70s with an onshore breeze in southern New Hampshire. There is a small chance of a shower on Friday afternoon, but I think we get into the weekend. 70s both days. An approaching system could have a couple of showers around by Sunday afternoon or Sunday night. 80s for most today with dew points still above 60, but we will look for that humidity that we've had out there for the last several days to fade later tonight as we drop back into the 40s and 50s, maybe near 60 in Manchester. And then tomorrow, we're talking lower and mid-70s for the North Country to lower 80s in southern New Hampshire, and a sea breeze developing at the coastline. 7-day forecast, a lot quieter, a lot more comfortable as well, with the next best chance of showers either later Sunday or into Monday.
Okay, and that's a look at your morning weather update for this Wednesday morning. And now let's take a look at your traffic update. And a look at those roadways for this Wednesday morning. In Henniker, smooth sailing with some medium-paced traffic. Hopkinton, smooth sailing. Bow, Pembroke, and Concord, all smooth sailing with little spots of medium and slow-paced traffic in between Bow and Concord. Boscawen and Canterbury, smooth sailing. Chichester, smooth sailing with some medium-paced traffic. Epsom, smooth sailing with some medium and slow-paced and stopped traffic. Northwood, medium-paced traffic with some smooth sailing. And Lee, medium-paced traffic with some slow traffic and a little bit of smooth sailing. Durham, smooth sailing with some medium and slow-paced traffic. Rochester, smooth sailing. Dover, smooth sailing with some medium and slow-paced traffic. And Newington, smooth sailing. And Portsmouth, smooth sailing with some medium and slow-paced traffic. Portsmouth and Tumaine, smooth sailing with some medium-paced traffic and slow traffic. Greenland, smooth sailing. Rye, smooth sailing with some medium-paced traffic. Northampton, smooth sailing with some medium-paced traffic. Hampton, medium and slow-paced traffic with a little bit of smooth sailing. In Seabrook, some medium and slow-paced traffic with a little bit of smooth sailing going into the border of Massachusetts. On 101, great ride on 101. In Epping area, you're seeing some medium and slow-paced traffic with some stopped traffic, and then some smooth sailing. And then in Raymond, some medium-paced traffic, and Deerfield, some medium-paced traffic as well. In the Hooksett in Manchester area, smooth sailing with some medium and slow-paced traffic. Goffstown, medium and slow-paced traffic with some smooth sailing. Bedford, medium-paced traffic with a little bit of smooth sailing. And Amherst, medium-paced traffic with a little bit of smooth sailing. Milford, medium-paced traffic with a little bit of smooth sailing. Merrimack, smooth sailing. Nashua, smooth sailing with some medium-paced traffic. Nashua, Milford, smooth sailing with some medium-paced traffic. Derry, Londonderry, Windham, Salem, into the border of Massachusetts, medium and slow-paced traffic with some smooth sailing. And that is a look at your traffic update for this Wednesday morning. That does it for this news, weather, and traffic update right here on the Riley King Radio Network. I hope you all have a fantastic Wednesday, and see you back here later on today for another news, weather, and traffic update. Goodbye, everyone.